Social media has ruined society as we know it. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the effects of social media, whether positive or negative, probably mainly negative, in your day to day lives or in the lives of everyone around you. I'm 28 years old right now, so I was born in 1997 and I got to experience my childhood without the internet and social media. Well, the internet existed, but social media had not existed until I think I was maybe in the fifth or sixth grade is when Facebook came out. And before that, I know MySpace and MSN were available, but I hadn't really used it too much. Back in the day, I actually got to go outside and chill with my friends, believe it or not. We used to bike around and just to spend some time outside. We had a lot of video games as well, but we'd play video games here and there, and we'd also go outside as well. Whereas nowadays, it feels as everyone's just chronically addicted to social media and their devices. Even if you look at like little babies, bro, the new pacifier is the iPad, right? These iPad kids are growing up and they're gonna throw tantrums if they can't get their daily fix of the iPad or Coco Melon or whatever weird contraption or show or whatever addictive substance they be feeding these kids nowadays. It's like everyone is overstimulated on this new drug that these corporations have administered for the sole purpose of making money. And listen, I don't want to say social media is all bad. There are definitely a lot of positive aspects to it. A lot of people are making money off of it. And for sure, a lot of people are connected with one another through social media. But at the same time, there are a lot of studies that show that people are actually more lonely, even though they have the opportunity to connect with everyone on a global scale. People are actually more lonely instead of, which is weird if you think about it. But at the same time, it makes sense because everyone's just chronically online. So people have lost the urge and or even the will to socialize and actually have meaningful connection with one another. People are building parasocial relationships with quote unquote streamers. I've seen this like even guys like Kai Cenat or iShowSpeed. You'll see people in the comments of their streams thinking that they actually have a relationship with these streamers, but in reality, these streamers have no idea who you are. You even commenting on their video, I'm sure they appreciate it, but they don't. At the end of the day, you're just another viewer. You're not actually their friend. But there are a lot of people in this comment section of the streams that think that they are actually their friend. And that's kind of sad. The world has come to this point where people are building parasocial relationships, even with the introduction of AI, most notably this AI girlfriend thing that's making its way into the world. I think that is probably an example. That's probably the greatest example of how the world is just going to shit, bro. Because people are actually considering, or not even considering, they are actively trying to, or are already have an AI girlfriend or AI companion. I think I saw a video of somebody basically using AI as like a friend, which, listen, if you're using AI as a friend, that's sad, bro. And I'm not here to judge anyone. I think obviously society has put all the parameters in place for something like this to even happen in the first place. So it's not entirely your fault, but at the same time, if you are using AI as a companion, if you're not using AI to better your life in terms of trying to make money or speed up processes in your life or just get more work done in a more efficient manner, if you're using it for any sort of social connection, man, that you got to step outside and touch some grass, maybe go talk to some people on the street, build some friends. I actually don't have any sound advice. I know the world's cooked and I don't want to sound like all hopeless or anything like that. There are obviously some measures that you can take to better your life, but at the end of the day, I understand. Well, I don't really understand, but I understand the severity and how bad this world has gotten, and that's why I just feel bad. I feel bad for these people that have resorted to this measure. Another thing I could speak on is depression and mental health rates. Now, these have skyrocketed since the introduction of Facebook and other social medias like Snapchat and Instagram. This one actually hits home for me because one of my little cousins, he actually deleted himself back in 2020. God rest his soul. And he was struggling with mental health, and he was born in 2001, so just a little bit younger than myself, 4 years younger. And I'm not too sure exactly why, he decided to take his life. I know it was during COVID, so that's at a point where everyone was super isolated. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if social media played a factor into that, because there are studies that show that suicide or the self-deletion rates have drastically increased during those times, right? During that self-deletion rates have increased after the introduction of social media. So listen, it's not doing anyone any favors here, man. If you look at all these studies done, you can clearly tell that this has been a net negative for society. People have lost. It's not like how things used to be back in the day. Everyone's just on their phone, walking around like zombies with their tech neck. And to be honest, even myself, man, I have terrible posture and I'm trying to fix it on a daily. But listen, and I just see everyone around me walking in the streets with their head down on their phone, not really knowing, not really looking where they're going. Instead, they're just on this device. Another thing is screen time is at an all-time high. Screen time, that one thing alone, man, even myself, I would catch myself with my screen time. It would be averaging around 7-8 hours and just on my phone. But then if I'm not on my phone, then I'm on my laptop. If I'm not on my laptop, then I'm on another device. So it's like, when does this really end? When are we really going to be off these screens? This is basically the new normal. And it's really not healthy for our minds, our physical health, our mental health. It's really just a net negative. Listen, I've been ranting about this topic today, but it's really something that I think a lot of people are becoming privy to, right? And a lot of people are realizing, not just with the phones, but just a lot of things that are wrong with today's society. A lot of people are starting to realize, and we're starting to push back, which is a great thing, actually. We need to start doing this as a society, as a community, as people in general, because these corporations have took it upon themselves to basically squeeze as much profit as they can from humanity, and they don't even care where humanity ends up. It's just they're so greedy for the next dollar, as if a next dollar is going to grant them something different. Because let's be honest, after a certain amount of money is made, your lifestyle doesn't necessarily improve, nor does your happiness. There are a lot of studies on this as well, where I think the number is maybe 200, 300K. After that, the quality of your life doesn't necessarily improve too much, neither does your happiness. It stays stagnant. And in some cases, it may even drop off after you make a certain amount of money. I think that's after $1 million a year or something like that. Because in this kind of sense, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't really need that much money to have in life, or whatever it may be. I think 200, 300K a year is probably sound. Anything above that, you're just going to have nicer things of the things that you can already have, right? So if you make like 500, maybe even $1 million a year, you're just going to have a nicer car, a nicer house, a nicer boat. You know, these things are like, even having a boat in general, or even having a car or a house, like, already good enough. And you're probably going to feel happy, especially if it's paid off and you don't have to worry about bills, right? Like, understand, when you're stressing about bills, that's when you can really be, that's when things are really, obviously, you're not going to be happy, because you're, day to day, you're just stressing about, okay, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to pay that bill? You're constantly stressed. But once these bills can be paid without much, then your happiness is at an all-time high. But past that, just have nicer luxuries. And I'm not sure if luxuries, I believe that these luxuries are going to really give you fulfillment in life. Because I used to be the guy that wanted the Lamborghini, wanted the hot women, all of these things that social media will kind of is the quote unquote lifestyle. But then I realized that none of this stuff actually matters to me, and I would much rather just have a healthy family, be able to pay bills, have a little bit of time freedom. I don't want to have to clock in and have to listen to someone day-to-day basis. That's really the dream, right? The dream to me is just, okay, can I wake up and just do what I want to do while living a pretty normal lifestyle? I don't really care for these luxurious things. If I have a vehicle that can take me from point A to point B, that's good enough for me, man. And again, I'm not saying chasing or wanting to get nicer things is wrong. It really isn't, man. It's good. You should push yourself to do better, to earn more, to be a better person, to be a better version of yourself. And in turn, as a byproduct, you will be able to acquire nicer resources, whatever the case you put your mind to. I'm sure you can achieve it, and there's nothing wrong with trying to achieve it. It's just, I figured that, the rat race really doesn't stop there. The rat race is just the rat race. So beginning, it's just like, okay, I gotta work this 9 to 5. I'm gonna pay my bills. The starting part of the rat race. But it's like once you start buying like the nicer things, it's like you're still stuck in the rat race because you still need to maintain these things. You still need to make X amount of money to ensure that you maintain the lifestyle that you have, right? So again, this is also another byproduct of social media, because social media is the one that portrays that you should have some sort of crazy lifestyle, and in reality, that's so far from the truth, man. You don't need these things. At the end of the day, social media shows you that you need this super nice car, you need the Lamborghini, the supercar, whatever it is. You need the baddest girls, whatever, you baddest bitches. Oh, you need the nice house, you need this, you need the nice clothes, you need that. But it's like, you really don't, man. And I think I fell victim to this mentality. When you get off social media for a long time, or for at least a month or 2 or 3, anything longer than 3 months, you kind of snapping back into reality. You know, go touch grass. When you touch grass and you actually go outside, breathe fresh air, you realize that all of these things on social media, they're all really fake. And the average person that you may come across in their day-to-day life is living nothing like that. And you gotta also understand, social media just shows you highlights. And because of these highlights, perception on life is skewed. So yeah, my little rant today, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You guys think social media, is it a good thing for society? Is it a bad thing? Do you guys agree with what I said? Disagree? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. And peace out, y'all.